Have you ever found yourself in the heat of an argument where being right felt like the only thing that mattered? That moment when you're digging in, convinced that conceding would mean giving up a piece of your soul. Or perhaps you've sat quietly, silently comparing yourself to others, superior in this, better in that, as if life were some invisible competition. Or think about the times when someone offers you constructive criticism, and your gut reaction is defensiveness. You shut down, unwilling to entertain the idea that maybe, just maybe, you're not beyond reproach. We've all been there. These are the moments when the chance to let go of pride slips through our fingers, replaced by ego that blinds us to the bigger picture. Real strength lies not in never backing down, but in knowing when to step aside. It's recognizing your value without feeling the need to shout it from the rooftops. C.S. Lewis captured this beautifully when he said, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less." In a world obsessed with personal success and recognition, pulling back from self-promotion becomes a rare and essential quality. It fosters self-awareness, strengthens relationships, and drives personal growth. To truly evolve, we must let go of our egocentric worldview and open ourselves up to something far greater. The virtue of humility has been revered across centuries, its roots embedded in the wisdom of the ancient philosophers. Socrates, renowned for his relentless pursuit of knowledge, exemplified humility in an extraordinary way. His sharp intellect didn't lead him to arrogance, but to a profound understanding of his own limitations. One of his most famous insights, often paraphrased, "I'm the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing." This statement, far from self-deprecation, is a bold embrace of intellectual humility. A recognition that true wisdom lies in acknowledging the vastness of what we don't know. Plato, a Socrates disciple, immortalized these teachings in his written work, The Republic. In one of the dialogues, Socrates challenges the very idea of leadership and authority, stating in a translated version, "For the one who is unwilling to rule, and least anxious about it, must be the one who is truly fit to rule." This paradoxical notion suggests that true leadership requires a sense of humility. Those least obsessed with power are often the most capable of wielding it wisely. It is not the desire for control, but the readiness to serve that makes a ruler truly great. Aristotle, another pillar of ancient thought, also delved into the concept of humility. His idea of megalopsychia, or greatness of soul, reminds us that the truly virtuous person seeks truth over vanity. A paraphrase of his teachings captures this well. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than what people think. Aristotle's words challenge us to prioritize inner virtue over public perception, an idea that resonates deeply with the essence of humility. To be humble is to remain committed to the truth, even when it's uncomfortable or at odds with the expectations of others. While these great philosophers provide timeless wisdom, their ideas are not confined to the realm of academia. They can guide us in our daily lives. Humility isn't just a lofty ideal, but a practical virtue we can embody in simple, meaningful ways. Here are some example thoughts and phrases to consider. Recognizing your limits. I don't know much about this topic, but I am eager to learn. Listening to others. That's an interesting perspective. I hadn't considered it that way. Owning mistakes. I made a mistake, and I'll work to fix it and learn from it. Admitting uncertainty. I'm not sure how to proceed here. Could you offer some guidance? Accepting criticism. Thank you for the feedback. I'll reflect on it and try to improve. At its essence, humility cuts through the dense layers of ego and self-deception, acting as a mirror that reflects our true selves, unvarnished, raw, and real. It's what enables us to confront both our strengths and our weaknesses without turning away. With humility, we can look at our flaws not as failures, but as opportunities for growth, accepting both our brilliance and our imperfections without illusion. It's this clarity that allows personal transformation to take root. When we acknowledge that we don't know everything, the world suddenly becomes richer with possibility. New ideas, fresh perspectives, and uncharted experiences become accessible to us. As Albert Einstein famously noted, "The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know." Whether these were his exact words or not, the sentiment perfectly captures the mindset of endless curiosity and humility in the pursuit of understanding. This humble approach to knowledge is what fuels true learning, an open mind, free of arrogance that comes with thinking we've already figured everything out. Importantly, humility doesn't stand in opposition to confidence. Rather, it complements it. Confidence is what drives us to pursue our goals, to believe in our abilities, and to strive for success. Humility, on the other hand, serves as the grounding force, ensuring that we remain open to feedback, aware of our limitations, and connected to the world around us. Together, confidence and humility form a powerful balance, pushing us forward while keeping us from being consumed by self-importance or arrogance. In our relationships, empathy begins to thrive when we stop seeing the world solely through the narrow lens of our own experiences. Humility allows us to step outside of ourselves, to truly see others, their struggles, emotions, and viewpoints. It transforms how we interact, enabling us to listen with intention rather than simply waiting for our turn to speak. This shift from passive hearing to active engagement is where meaningful connections are built. In this way, humility becomes the foundation for stronger, more genuine relationships. In leadership, humility isn't just a virtue, it's a necessity. History's most revered leaders, like Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi, exemplified this. Mandela, for instance, didn't unite a divided nation through displays of power or dominance, but rather through grace, empathy, and a deep sense of understanding. His humility allowed him to connect with people on a human level, turning division into unity. In conflict, humility is transformative. It cools tempers, softens egos, and shifts the focus from winning to resolving. We need more of this in our world. Instead of defending our pride or proving a point, humility encourages us to find common ground. It paves the way for compromise and understanding, opening the door to real solutions, not just temporary victories. In today's fast-paced world, the pressure to succeed and make it often drowns out the quieter call for humility. In business, politics, or on social media, where self-promotion and personal branding seem to dominate, humility is often misunderstood as a weakness. The constant pursuit of validation or the need to be right can overshadow this virtue. True strength comes not from loud proclamations or constant self-affirmation, but from standing firm in your values without needing to broadcast them. It's a practice of quiet resilience, resisting the pull of the ego, and staying grounded in who you are. In a society obsessed with status, humility stands as a form of rebellion, a counterweight to the pervasive "look at me" culture. It requires courage to remain steady in your purpose without needing external applause. While the modern world may prize visibility and self-promotion, humility reminds us that strength often lies in the unseen, the steady, consistent actions that reflect our values without fanfare. Humility isn't something you achieve and then move on from. It's a lifelong journey that requires consistent effort. It demands continuous reflection and self-awareness. Practices like journaling, meditation, or quiet contemplation can help strip away the layers of ego, allowing us to see ourselves and the world more clearly. These moments of introspection help us recalibrate, ensuring that we stay grounded in our true selves rather than getting swept away by external pressures. Service to others plays a crucial role in this practice. When we mentor, volunteer, or offer help to those in need, we are reminded that life is bigger than just our personal experiences. Acts of service connects us to the broader human story, showing us that our individual achievements are just a small part of a much larger whole. It is through these acts that we find true perspective, understanding that we are interconnected, not isolated. And then there's failure, perhaps the greatest teacher of all. When we stumble or fall short, the illusions we build around ourselves tend to shatter. But in these moments of failure, we are given the opportunity to grow. Humility isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about having the courage to learn from them. The resilience that follows failure, born from reflection and self-awareness, can only come when we are humble enough to acknowledge our shortcomings and move forward. This is the foundation upon which personal growth, meaningful relationships, and authentic leadership are built. It's not about shrinking yourself, but expanding your understanding of the world and your place in it. By embracing humility, we open ourselves to deeper self-awareness, continual learning, and stronger, more genuine connections with others. In a society driven by self-interest, humility provides the essential balance needed for a fulfilling, purposeful life. As Luke 18:14 reminds us, "For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted."